All right, I'm going to go over my Atlas strategy. Last league, I did all of the breach content. I fully loaded onto breach, and from a currency standpoint, it was pretty trash. But from a fun standpoint, it was real high up there. So this league, I'm obviously going to do something different. We have these new nodes in the middle. I'm going to start there. I often end the entire league with a ton of these master missions that I never end up using. I just load it up with them. I never use them. So I'm going to rush here, and 40% chance to contain a random master encounter, and that random master encounter is going to be beast. So this is just going to put random beast in my maps. I set it, I forget it, I don't need to worry about it. That way I'm not setting any masters missions, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just alking and going. Then I'm going to path up this way to, no, not that way, this way, because it's fastest, to immediately remove heist. I don't like heist, so I come here. This is top priority, remove heist. Okay, heist is gone. We can come back up here. I'm going to get these Kurak missions. These are good for filling out your Atlas passive. Then I'm going to grab these map nodes, which is also going to help fill out my Atlas. I'm going to teleport over this way, grab these map nodes, and here is what I would call phase 1. So this is like the very first priority, phase 1. Obviously, I'm going to then fill that out so I get shrines. I'm going to get rid of, what is this? Metamorph, gone. I want mirrors. Blight, gone. Ritual, gone. Come back down over here. Let's get rid of breach. Let's get rid of abyss. I want to keep expedition. Sacred Grove, I'll turn on and off. I am going to need some of that juice, but I think I'll start with it off. I'll turn it on and run it dedicatedly to build up some juice when I want it. And I'm going to be real close to a lot of harvest stuff. So I can switch to harvest whenever I want, but I don't typically like running harvest, despite the fact that my starter might be pretty good at harvest. So I'm going to turn that off. This is going to pump up my content. Then I'm going to go delirium. And since I'm going to be pretty weak early on, I'm going to make it so the delirium doesn't close. Let's go this way with it. So the delirium doesn't close. More chance to get delirium, delirium doesn't close. So most of my maps are going to be delirious. Now, I like expedition a lot, but I never run it because it always just takes too much time in the maps. This is going to turn it into one big explosion. So expedition is on the table. And if you want to copy this and you don't want to do this red beast section here, you can actually pop over this way and get these extra chance for expedition, and then pop up that way. And it's going to give you a lot more expedition, but I kind of want to try that beast node out and just see how many red beast I'm getting. If I'm not getting a lot of red beast, I'll path over that way and try it out that way. And this node right here might be good for my Chieftain build if I take the 5% explode, because with this, monsters in your maps have 50% more life but deal 25% more damage. I'll be able to congregate a bunch of monsters together, and then once that 5% chance for them to explode for 500% of life as fire damage, once that procs, it's going to hit big packs. So I might be able to do a grouping method here where I group up big clumps of monsters and then explode them all. So this might be a pretty useful node that I use while mapping, but I'm not going to include that in it. And then from there, I'm actually going to try a beyond strategy. I've never really gone the beyond route. So I'm going to grab these nodes here for 10% increased experience of beyond and attracting beyond. I'm going to pop up here and I'm going to do this torment thing where the torments can actually torment myself and pump me up because I want to be pumped up. I'm going to head back up and I'm going to go straight to here, which is going to give me more chance for delirium. So I'm going to have a lot of chance to get delirium in my maps. Come up this way, get more beyond, and this guy drops more basic currency. I don't know exactly what these three are. I don't pay enough attention when I play. I just run through. But this guy says 30% more basic currency, and I need basic currency early on. So I am going to grab that. And then from there, we have more beyond. And I don't know whether I want 15% increased chance to spawn portals or radius. I'll probably just start that because it's less to get to here. Chance to spawn unique boss. If I can't handle the unique bosses, I'll pop that out and put this on. But I think I should be able to handle. I'm going to be very tanky, so the unique bosses probably won't kill me. Just might take a long time to kill it. And one of the reasons I'm going beyond is my favorite way to get a 6-link is to use the corrupted fusings. So I'm going to try to farm my own corrupted fusings instead of buying them. And then from there, I'm probably going to grab these Beyonds here to increase my chance for currency. These are all, well, this big one, 25% increased quantity of tainted currency dropped by Beyond demons in your map. So I'm going to be getting more currency. I'm going to be getting more experience. I'm going to be getting a lot of Beyond demons. So hopefully with Delirium and Beyond, my maps are going to be pretty juicy. They're going to be pretty thick. And then I'm going to have some shrines that are going to apply to me. And I'm also going to be getting tormented by spirits. There was another tormented spirit node around here. I think that's what I'm going to go next. Yeah, right here. 25% increased duration. This is going to increase the duration that tormented spirits are on me and haunted by an additional tormented spirit. So we'll see how that works. If I don't like it, obviously I can path out of it, but I'm going to start with the tormented spirits. The idea is get a delirious map that never closes, a bunch of Beyond enemies that might take me a long time to kill, but the delirious map is never going to close, so I'm not on a time crunch, and then I can just take out these Beyond enemies and these delirious enemies. So from here, this is kind of like, probably I'm at 97. This is going to be, once I'm in red maps, I might have to start redoing it to path out of some of the mapping. Let's see, am I missing anything juicy or spectacular? I can come over here and get more delirious stuff if I really wanted to increase my rewards. Not sure I'm going to do that, but yeah, I probably would. That would probably be my next step, is to increase my rewards right here. Let me see. I think I'm missing something. Got that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and I guess I might throw in some essence, because I'm right here by this essence, and I'm also I accidentally selected that. I'm also right here by this essence, so I can grab these essence. And these two work pretty good in conjunction with each other. 15% chance to have 3 additional essences, and then guaranteed to have essence in your map. You're going to be pumping up a lot of essence. Now, this area of the map is my favorite area to get to, but with the way I'm pathing, it's not going to be that optimal. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes to get it there. 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes to get it there. So I'm not sure I'm even going to go to this middle area. And this map section being so far up here makes it impractical, in my personal opinion, to rush this map area just to try to get the third maps. I think these two is probably going to be good enough, plus this Kurak stuff. And this is the basic format for how I'm going to start it. It's going to be a delirious, Beyond, kind of slow burn. Playing a Chieftain, slow burn build to get me a bunch of tainted currencies, so I can get a bunch of quick early 6-links. Now, POB hasn't properly updated for the Chieftain. A lot of the nodes don't work properly, so I can't accurately build my starters to see what my damage is going to be. But I'm torn between 3 different variations of Chieftain right now. It's going to be my first variation, which is likely the starter, and that's going to be an Armageddon brand Righteous Fire Chieftain. The second one is a Oro Sacrifice Flicker Strike Chieftain. I don't really want to do that one. I think it's going to be very powerful. I don't really want to do that one because Flicker Strike will give me motion sickness. I can use Consecrated Path instead of Flicker Strike, but Flicker Strike uses the level 30 Ancestral Call on the Chieftain nodes, and I can grab that, and that way I don't have to worry about being stationary with the stationary node. And then the other one is a Chieftain using Zoph's Bow, and that one's going to be using the volatility support to try to get some big ignites. And if you look at Zoph's Bow, the damage is 1 to 400, so it does have a pretty good disparity between low and high, making the high impact more versus the low. And that one's going to be a bit janked. I think I'm going to use Snipe as well. But I don't know the price of Zoph's Bow. I know it was pretty cheap last league in terms of, day 2ing it. But I'm not really a bow player. I don't know any of the bow tech. I don't know what's good on bows or on quivers. So that'll be interesting and new if I did bows. I've also never played brands, so brands are going to be pretty interesting, but I have played Flicker Strike. So my top starter is probably going to be a brand Righteous Fire Chieftain, and then if I don't decide to do that, then it will probably be a bow flame arrow or burning arrow chieftain. And I'm going to hit with big ol' ignites with the bow. Possibly maybe even get some stun action, some bow stun action if I don't want to go the ignite route and just go straight fire damage and try to get some big bow stuns, because that'll be pretty interesting. Though it's weird that the bow stuns increase ignite damage by 20%. That's just like kind of an awkward interaction. So instead of stacking ignite damage or stacking flat fire damage or flat fizz converted to fire, and you're hitting with a big hit, which is then going to do 20% more ignite damage, it's just a little weird. It's a little weird and not exactly synergistic. Because if you're trying to get a stun, you want to increase your damage. But in order to do good ignites, you want to increase your burning and damage over time. So it's a little weird, but it might be kind of nice with that ignite to have the standing still. So you hit with a big burning arrow hit, and since you're standing still, they have 0 fire res over time. But then your hits are going to be pretty low because you're relying on that 0 fire damage over time. But that resistances for regular fire hits are going to be pretty high. And if you get something like fire penetration, I don't think that's going to apply to the damage over time. I don't know exactly how all that works. I hate messing with resistances in this game, which is why whenever I play an elemental build, I almost always build not an elementalist, the guy without pants. I forget his name. Inquisitor. So that way I can just ignore elemental resistances as God intended. But this is going to be my strat. I've not play tested it. I have no idea if it's good. I don't know if Beyond is good. I don't really know how spawning Beyond enemies really works. I've never done it. So I am pretty excited to see the Beyonds. I'm very excited to see what being possessed by a tormented spirit is like. If I run the Bumble Bust or whatever it's called, body armor, I might work on getting some more shrine action. But I think this one shrine node is good enough. And that is all. I am pretty excited for the new league. I'm excited for the Chieftain. I think the Chieftain modifications are pretty excellent. Let me open up my POB. And I think it's going to be just really juicy. A lot of people, well, I guess I haven't watched any videos, so I don't know if a lot of people are ignoring it. But I do think this little center area, let me see, where am I at? Nope, that's the wrong one. Is it Big Chief? Big Chief, is that the one? No, Big Chief don't got it. Starter Chief, there we go. I was just messing around here. Putting Might of the Meek jewels in all 3 of these are going to triple dip this damage, and then this damage is going to be converted into fire. And I don't know if it's going to be triple converted into fire, but either way, each one of these is 50%. So this is going to be 150% of 8%. So double 8% is 16, and then 4 is going to be 20. So this is going to be 20% more damage, 20%, not more, 20% increased damage, 20% increased damage, 20% increased damage, and this bad boy right here is going to be 25, 30%, I think 25% increased damage. And then even these movement speed nodes are pretty hot with these Might of the Meeks in there, because this is 7% increased movement speed for each of these. So right here is just 24% movement speed right there. If you want 24% movement speed, grab those bad boys right there. So I think this is really cool. And then these life nodes are freaking huge. Big boy lives. Look at my life total. I'm at 5,260. And just selecting just one of these. Bam. Big old chunk. Big old chunks of life right there. So I really do like this kind of thing. And then also, if I get a blood notch, I'm already in this vicinity. And I can grab it here. And this cast speed is going to be tripled. So that's going to be pretty nice just for quality of life of the brands. But the cast speed is wasted on other nodes. Like if I did the bow build and try to go this center area. But this should do a lot of fire damage. It should be pretty strong to path up in there. And I was just messing around with my brand build and, grab this one brand node. Obviously, you're missing this brand node up here. And you can path over here if you want elemental overload. If that's what you want, if you want to go about that. It's all up to you. But this is kind of what I'm thinking for a starter. But it's going to be a while before I can get these Might of the Meeks, and I think they're probably going to be expensive. Maybe not right at the start. I'm going to try to buy a bunch of these before a big streamer realizes that this might be overpowered. I'm going to try to buy a bunch of these Might of the Meek jewels before anyone else can get it. But take a look at this fire resistance. 579% fire res. And as I was saying, POB isn't working, so lightning and cold haven't reflected being shared here with this node or this node. None of these work from POB. I think they're just waiting. And I think they're free programmers. I can't really judge them for not updating it in time. But either way, this is probably going to be my starter. Here is how I'm going to do it. Best of luck with your starters, boys.